And by the way, guys, that's I'm number one dad. My girlfriend got me this because it's almost Father's Day, so I want to thank her for that. Cheers for a good gift.
What is it? What did she get
Uh,
you? Oh, the
she
glasses.
got me, yeah, that's beautiful
Oh,
glass that says
cool.
number one father in the world.
Hmm, you know it.
That's good, you know. So yeah. Oh, hello. I see we have some people in the chat. Hello, PVL Armuna. What's up? How is your day going? I hope good. All right, Gabi, you ready?
Yeah, I can do it.
All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to our podcast number one. This is gonna be just two indie artists, DarkShadowX, if you don't know, and Gabi El Sol, a very talented artist, respectful. He's been doing music for a long time, more than 20 years, I would say. And he has amazing songs. If you don't know him, check him out on Spotify, Facebook, YouTube. He's all over the place, TikTok.
Got
And
my
we had a lot
TikTok.
of lot of streams before, similar to this one, but only this time we want to take things to next level. Yeah. So this is our first stream on YouTube, and also it's going straight to Facebook, by the way, which is great. So now, Gabi, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? My name is Dark Shadow X. Like I said, most people that know me it will be my audience already knowing, but then maybe you can say a couple of words about what music you make, how long you've been doing, and a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, Gaby Sol. I've been, like you said, making music for like 20 years. Been releasing over the last 4 or 5 years. I do hip hop, I do reggaeton, rock, kind of a mixture of different things. Mostly speak about, you know, what's inside my heart, the experiences that I lived, and stuff like that. I met Dark Shadow X through one of the one of the concert venues that they were doing, um, and that went pretty good. So we connected, and yeah, we're gonna do some YouTube stuff and share some stuff on socials and stuff like that. So I'm excited about it. Um, I guess my journey started really just
Hey
I
guys,
was
who's
in a
joining and
relationship.
geeking? What's up?
I was in a
Go ahead.
relationship and it didn't work out, and I was really heartbroken, and so I made a song out of it, and she freaking went nuts for it and was like, "Wow, you're so talented. You should do more of this." And I was like, "I used to, but then I started really going at it. Hit some recording studios and TikToks. Got some good love on it, like 20K people, and Instagram, same thing. So I just been kind of continuing on. Um, I used to do a lot of shows in Puerto Rico and Pennsylvania, and yeah, just doing what I love, love of music, you know.
Okay, so let me ask you one question, Gabi. What genre uh are you trying right now, or what genres you work with?
Like I said, mostly hip hop, reggaeton had been kind of my top three, but the new stuff I think been doing more hip hop, reggaeton for the ones
And
I
we
haven't
have some
released.
questions from audience. They saying hi, hello everybody, good
Hey, what's
evening,
up?
musicians. Hey Viking, thank you for writing those beautiful comments. Please like the stream if you like it, and thank you for joining us. So we are just talking about generally music, how hard it is to become a musician, how what are the things that you have to know before you join, and what actually is indie music nowadays, right? So now
Yeah.
it's and there is that laugh from Gabi because it's not an easy thing, and every singer, every musician knows it. It takes a lot of resources, a lot of time, and writing skills. And actually, me and Gabi, when we met on the concert, what was last year,
Yeah,
and I have to
springboard.
say, wow, Gabi he's such a good lyricist beside everything and being a great composer. He knows all those apps, he knows how to make music, but also he's writing amazingly. So I really enjoy his songs. I have one of his songs, this is my favorite. and I'm not gonna say which one. You guys check his albums and songs, and then figure out which one you like the most. I have my favorite. And yes, so tell me a little bit about like what were the biggest challenges for you to even start all this? Because I know it's not easy. I know it's not. Yeah, you just you don't start it just like that, right? Some things something made you become an artist. So what was that for you?
So it's kind of up and down. The beginning, the very first thing I ever did was probably in high school. They had this, competition for music, and me and a buddy of mine decided we were going to compete in the competition, and people were doing all their different kind of songs, and people were cheering yada yada. And we did ours. We sang Las Balas, and after that, the crowd went nuts, and they were cheering left and right. And during that time, I was actually like really deep in Christian music. So from there, him and I made a bunch of Christian music songs, and the churches started asking us to come perform and make songs. We did um, we did a couple of songs, and we were just kind of nonstop performing around Puerto Rico for a bit. Um, then I went to Pennsylvania, and I met some other people and did some other collaborations in music, but I kind of stopped for a little while, and yeah, I mean, things happen in life.
That's
So,
cool, man. So so
yeah,
basically you guys started with churches and performing for churches and their congregations, I believe.
yeah.
So how is that feeling like that? Because churches and music in church generally is like I think it's
Well,
its own beast, right? Like
yeah, I mean, it was based from the faith that I had. And I mean, I still believe in God, but it's just a little bit different now. But I'll show you the experience. I mean, pretty much people were touched by the words and they wanted to, you know, uh, say thank you. Like there'll be random people that'll come up and like, wow, thank you for that music. It really touched my heart. Or, thank you for that. My son was going through the exact same thing and stuff like that. And then, later on, it's different content. So, um, mostly people will come up and say, wow, I loved your music. It was really dope. You were the best. Really talented. Um, where can I get? Where can I see more content? And share the socials and stuff like that. And yeah, I mean, the both were different times, but still the same love. Just a different group of people. So yeah,
okay. So let me ask you another question. So you currently you're not signing to any label. You're an indie artist. How
yeah.
does that work? In
Well, um, as an indie artist, you got to manage everything. So you got to manage your songs, you got to manage all your promotion, but even more, you have to record all your stuff and place records on BMI, ASCAP, all the different platforms that exist to to quantify and copyright your music and do all the information, um, song trust, yada yada. The
okay.
other thing is,
What
your whole capital is based on you.
what platform did you work with in terms of distribution of music so
I
far?
use United Masters. United Masters, they've been pretty good, pretty consistent. I tried what was it, TuneCore for a little bit. That was okay too, but like I kind of released a bunch of songs on my United Masters already, so there's like if I want to keep paying for double or triple subscription, or I'd have to take down my songs and then port them over. So I'm like, whatever. I just keep it at United Masters right now.
Okay. So I don't have experience with United Masters, but I've used CD Baby, and
Yeah, just as
then
good.
like you said, I had some challenges with some bot activity. That's the biggest hater of any musician nowadays, guys. I don't know if you know. You end up with some marketer that promises you, "Don't worry, I got you, man. I'm gonna get you 100,000 views, whatever." And then next thing you know, your music is taken down, and then you have to work towards that. And some
Yeah,
of those distributors are actually, it's very hard to like. You have to reach out to the support, reach out to the customer service, and prove it that, listen, it was not premeditated. I didn't do it. I paid a company who kind of did this to me. And then, yeah. And then sometimes it's easier just to change your distributor, and lesson learned, obviously. So, my biggest advice to whoever is watching right now, don't rush into marketing if you don't have idea what marketing is, because I personally started, I had no idea about marketing of music. I just, I went to a couple of online places like Fiverr, I don't know how you pronounce it,
But yeah,
and then I grabbed a couple of people, and at the same time, which was biggest mistake. If you want to advertise through someone, you want to just use one marketing place at the same time, because then if something goes wrong with your music, this guy is bad. Do not work ever again with it. Make sure to put bad reviews to other musicians to save someone from what happened to you, and just it's just hit or miss. That's how my journey was. I don't know. So you had any issues with bot activity on your
I would tell
accounts?
you this. I don't use bots, never use them. What I'll use is I use TikTok, I'll use Facebook, I'll use Google Ads, and my plethora of sounds, though, I'll get, kind of up and down, up and down, up and down. There was a time where all my songs were actually doing pretty good between all this different advertising. And I did get a message from United Masters that Spotify had said that I used bots. And I was like, F no, I did not use bots. And what it is I'll tell you what it is. It's a game. These big, gigantic record labels, they got a game going on. What they do is everyone can see your metrics. If you go on through these different websites, you can see how many plays you got, yada yada. And what what they do is once they see an artist that's kind of rising up, they'll either
Okay.
send you an offer or they will sabotage that artist by placing their own bots on their music so that they get taken down because you're cutting into their money. That's what's going on. So these gigantic businesses, what they're doing is they have these huge bot farms that they use. And when they push the button on an artist, it gets played everywhere. And everybody goes, oh, this person got a million plays. Just because he got a million
No, you're
plays doesn't mean
talking
it's a real
about
person.
one second,
But
one second.
yeah,
You are talking about throttling. It's called throttling when they are throttling down your views, or but I don't think per se. For example, Spotify is not per se trying to kill your music. It's more like they give more
not Spotify.
chances to people that are more higher, right?
It's
Let's
not.
say
It's not Spotify. Spotify, they're controlled by the record labels, but it's the
they
largest
have
record labels that
exclusive
control.
deal. Yes.
When because I'll tell you this, we all know that they have bots, and bots get played on their biggest artists, but you never see their music taken down, do you? Not even once. How is that? Right?
That's because they are money makers. They're money makers. So
Because they
imagine
control it. Because they control it.
that's they have some degree of control. Here is how it works. I think when you have millions of listens on Spotify or any other platform like Apple Music, whatever it is, what happens is if you are bringing more people, then then there is obviously everybody has bots. Even if you don't know about it, there is bots going around through whole thing, and people added my music to some playlist without my consent,
You
by the
don't have
way.
any control over it. That's exactly what
Someone
they're
could
betting
just
on.
grab it and put it there and then screw you over. It could be the competition. It could be someone who don't
Got
like
it.
the fact that you're getting more known than him.
You
So
got it.
this is a very gray area. There is a gray area. There is no black and white. But one thing I noticed, for example, you won't believe this probably, and I advertised through Spotify itself, and my music was taken down the same week.
Yes, you're not the only one. So this is
And
the deal. They will
that's what
blast
I'm
you with
saying. Like
bots if
Spotify
you're not
itself,
signed to their record labels, if you're not signed to the big three. They will blast you with bots and bring you down if they see you going up and you don't sign to them. You did
exactly.
it through Spotify. That's the problem. There's the war between the indie labels and the major labels, and nobody sees this. It's all
So
about
in
control.
Spotify itself, you cannot use it for advertising, and if you do, they take down your music. My lesson was quick. I don't want to advertise through them because it doesn't make sense. If they are calling themselves bots, then we have a problem. And I believe there is, there is like But my advice would be just use specific sources. And I'm going to give you guys today a couple of sources I'm using for playlisting, for example. And people say playlisting is a bad marketing. I disagree with that. Playlisting can be very beneficial. And this is my last song. I paid my song to be on a playlist. There is this thing called Song Tools, songtools.com, and I'm not getting paid by them to advertise them. I use
Those
them
song
and
tools? I'm kidding.
I use them and I never got flagged, never got any issues so far. And one thing that I noticed, and this is very important for any indie artist, I believe, when you are promoting your music through playlists, is it effective? Maybe not that much. However, one thing I've noticed, for example, out of 250 views, for example, listens, not views, I would get another 250 triggered by algorithm of Spotify itself, which means let's say I'm using paid advertisement through song tools and 250 people listen to my music, then automatically I'm getting for free from the algorithm itself of Spotify because that thing says okay there is some action going on this song, so they gave me another like 200 or whatever, right? I don't know exact numbers right now, but so that causes my songs getting more saves, my song is getting more traction. And yeah, the song tools keeps your music there on those playlists about a month, not even few weeks. However, if that can cause my music to be heard by little larger audience, I think it's worth it, in my opinion. I mean, again, it's like $10 a day. I tried and never was flagged. There is another one, booster playlist or something. Oh my god, you want to stay away from that. That's the worst. You anyone touches that thing for playlisting, your music is just getting banned. You're getting problems right away. I promise you. You want to stay away from it. And you don't believe my word, go and see their comments when they do advertising on Facebook everywhere. But again, the goal, in my opinion, is to push out their great music. If your music is really great, you will see the difference. Trust me. Try to make the best out of it. Try to work on the production quality, on make it, I don't know, make it from your heart. I think that's what my secret is. I don't know if that works so far. I mean, it's been all right, but I'm not a big artist yet. But I hope that day one day comes, and I hope you will be there too, and I hope you're gonna make it, brother.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. For me, though, it's targeted audience. Like, you got to know who your audience is. For me, I'll use TikTok, for example. Um, if you go and you just let TikTok decide who's viewing, who's playing, who's hearting your music, you won't get as much plays and views. You have to figure out what's your demographics, male,
Yes.
female, age group, what are they interested in, what are they into? Because at the end of the day, you want those people to come back and listen to your music, the ones that love it, share it, and target those specific people. So that's number one. And number two, I mean, what I'll use is really those advertisement tools, um, the Google and TikTok,
I've done
um,
Google. I've done some Google advertisement, and I say
Meta. Meta
it's
is really big as well. Uh,
Meta.
those are the three that I would recommend. And then obviously, do a YouTube channel, and you can, spread the word. But targeting
Well, I
your
got that
audience
job.
helps you spread more because those people that like your stuff, they will share more, and that will push you further.
I have a question about YouTube because you mentioned YouTube, and for me, YouTube is the biggest one. If you want to make it, I don't know if I'm crazy, but that's how I see it.
Yeah,
Now,
it
my
gives you the
question,
most money.
if you have monetization, and that's another challenge, obviously, and obviously you make money as an artist if you are distributing through platforms like the one I'm using, DistroKid. You are getting per listens, you get some zero point 0.0 cents or whatever, depending the location. There's many things, so you're not gonna become millionaire overnight, obviously, and every indie artist can tell you that. But maybe one day, something goes viral, possible, absolutely. Don't ever give up your dreams. Now, I noticed before this podcast, actually, I checked your YouTube to see any releases. And I've noticed your YouTube channel is not currently, uh, doesn't say artist channel, and I couldn't find your releases. I wanted to talk about like your latest music, which I'm pretty sure we will talk about it today. But can you elaborate on it? Why is that so? If you're using TuneCore, they don't have that option for you to become verified YouTube artist, or are you still working on it, or can you talk about that?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, right now I'm just focused on getting my TikTok more expansion, more posts. YouTube hasn't really been a big thing for me because it's hard to do all these different platforms. But
Absolutely.
as it progresses, I'll add more content. And the big thing is with YouTube, when I launch my YouTube in a larger way, I'm gonna have it launched with videos. When you produce something and you drop down on YouTube, you want consistency. The same thing when you're posting music. You don't want to post one video of something and then not post again for months and months and months and months. It's not going to drive traffic. So I want to collect a series of all these little stuff that I'm doing on TikTok, drop it down in one bash on YouTube, and drop some really good music videos right behind it all. So that's my mindset. Right now, I'm not really doing something big on YouTube because I'm collectively gaining a bunch of videos, and then later I'm going to drop it with all the other music
So
videos that I
you are
have in works.
basically currently more concentrated towards TikTok, is what you're saying.
It just
But
has a lot of activity. It has a lot of activity,
no,
and it
that's great, and
translates.
that's what you wanna like. You wanna put water on the plants that grow the
Hmm.
best, and I get that. But now, does TuneCore give you that opportunity to actually do that, or that feature is there? Have you looked
No,
into it?
so I'm using United Masters, and
Oh,
they do
United
take,
Masters. I'm sorry.
yeah, they do take your song and they drop it into YouTube. It's under their specific channel. So you won't see, excuse me, you won't see the videos that I post on my YouTube directly linked from the United Masters. You'll see them completely separate. They'll drop the title album and they'll drop the whole song in. You just have to search for it.
Okay, so United Masters doesn't give you that option.
It does it automatically.
So
It's
why
there. You just have
your
to
your
find it.
channel is not artist channel? So you just skip that part? Because I know it took me 6 months to get that through CD Baby, and then I transferred it to DistroKid. Because
I
I
don't
think
know. They
even though
it
I'm
for
using
me,
you,
I don't see an artist channel or a regular channel. They do it themselves. Like it gets ported out in a completely different channel that I don't have any control over.
no, you do. I mean, I don't have control over my YouTube channel, but it connect to my personal one. If I'm not mistaken, you used to have two. Basically, if you're doing Vivo videos, which I do because, as you can see, I have a couple of music videos, and
Hmm.
I like doing that. Back in days, Vivo would create for you separate YouTube channel. But now that YouTube channel is getting connected to your artist channel. So you have basically one channel, but you see all your activity on your main artist channel that is connecting to the Vivo. And the
Maybe
reason I'm
that's why
bringing
you
this
see it
up,
because you're Vivo, right?
no,
I don't have
no,
Vivo or
that's the
linked or anything
thing.
like that.
But here is the thing: why I'm bringing this up, because I think even though if you're trying to keep YouTube for now for later, I get that. But I would suggest maybe you can apply for it, and it takes 6 months, the whole thing, or 3 months, depending how fast they do it. And then the benefit is people could go to your YouTube channel, and you have this thing called releases. When you click on it, it shows you all latest releases and songs. Even though if you don't have a music video, you don't have to have a music video for that. But I mean, that's definitely something I've noticed, and as a friend, indie artist that respects you uttermost, I wanted to bring that up and see what
Yeah, I'll definitely look into that. But
I
you
think
know,
you should.
once I'm ready to release my other stuff, I'll definitely look into that and link it.
Because it's worth it, as an artist you want to be recognized artist. Like, how about TikTok? I know TikTok has an artist thing too. My account turned into TikTok artist, and TikTok does it kind of automatically, I believe.
Yeah, it does
You
it
have to.
automatically from the from your distributor. So once you
Yes.
get verified, your distributor will actually drop your music into your TikTok. So when you click on somebody's TikTok as an artist, you're going to see a section that says, you know, this amount, this song, this, um, length, and this is the name of the song. So then you can actually use it for your other TikTok videos too.
All right. So we talked about you, about me as an artist. I've been doing music a little bit over 1.5 years for now, and I have maybe like what, six, seven, eight songs in total. I do music videos thanks to Angel Mendez. He's amazing. He's great director. I met him, and he did amazing job from day one, and we've been kind of working together. It is expensive, but I've tried to. Yeah, you got to put the money out there if you want a good looking music videos. It's not happening for free, especially for a new artist like me who doesn't really make money off the music. You have to invest in yourself. You have to invest in your future, and you have to believe in yourself. And that's a question I'm getting a lot from my audience. Like they ask me like, why would you take such a big risk and just spend so much money on music videos, on advertisement and all that? Is it even worth it? The answer is clearly no for now, but I believe that in the future it will be worth it. Because think about it, it's like with any business. When you start a new store, it will take time before you get your clientele, and you have to work hard for it. And then if you give them the service they like, people will keep coming back. And I think that's similar to music. And obviously, not everyone's gonna love your music. My first two songs got quite heavy hate for some reason when I was advertising at the time. And I was surprised. I was like, I thought my music is good, like that's what everybody thinks, right? Oh, my music is great. It cannot be bad. And then, yeah, people were like talking shit about my music. Some of them were like talking shit about my look. Oh, look at this guy, he's wearing a hat backwards and he thinks he can be all kind of stuff, like a lot of hate. And then I met other creators who told me like, hey man, if you don't get hate, then you're doing something wrong. I'm like, really? That's interesting way of thinking. um so tell me about hate. Did you get any hate on your music? Because I got a lot, especially when I started. So
Get a lot of hate. Mostly it's good support. I'll get occasionally maybe a comment or two that's like, I don't know if he was intending to say something good or bad, but for the most part, I don't really get any hate for any of the stuff that I put out. Most of the stuff is like, that's really cool, man. When is your next thing? So I don't
great.
have that specific experience, but I mean, hey, as your fame increases, the hate will increase. So it is what it
Because
is. All I can do is, whoever hates, then let's
you
do
know as
something
an
better, make it better.
as
I'll take
as
that
an
constructive criticism. Like I'll go and I'll
yeah.
submit my songs to different review sites, and I want to know the constructive criticism. I want to know where I am failing so that I can make my next song better. And because I've done that even before I release it, I feel like I can bring a higher quality lyrically and song wise. So that helps me. That's why I feel like I don't get that much
Well,
hate.
that's amazing. So, as a new artist, you get hate. It's pretty discouraging. Trust me. Like you're starting to doubt. You like, am I even gonna do this? Things like that, right? But when I get hate at first, also it hurts you. Like it's your baby. That your music is your baby, and then someone's talking shit about it. You're like, oh my god, who the hell is this guy? And then you start to learn to pick up stuff. And one day I went to one of popular artists. I think was Taylor Swift online. And if you go to forums on Facebook and on different groups and everywhere, you will see how much hate she's actually getting. You know, and it's crazy. Like if someone who's number one artist in the world is getting so much hate, who the hell am I not to get it? That was my wake up call. Like you have, what is his name? Tommy Machine Gun Tommy or whatever the guy's
Machine
name
Gun
is.
Kelly. Yeah,
Kelly. Yeah,
yeah.
I'm
He got a lot of
hallucinating.
hate because he rapped against Eminem, and that's kind of a no
Exactly.
no. You know,
So
the guy has a
people like
huge
that,
push. Mm.
and those guys are selling out huge freaking like like 200,000 tickets on each show, whatever. They have promoters, they are signed by biggest labels like Interscope, and they still getting hate. So like, who the hell am I as a indie artist, and why shouldn't I get hate?
I feel for you, bro. You know what? I want a list of all these haters because I'm gonna write a song and I'm gonna crush them lyrically. I'm gonna look up their lives. I'm gonna find out their weaknesses, and I'm gonna spit some bunny bars that they're gonna be in a cave for the rest of their life when I'm done with them. So give me that list.
Oh my god, list is too big,
Gonna
man.
be a freaking battle.
Last time I got hate was with my last song, which I see a lot of positive stuff about it. Cold as Ice, that was released on the 15th of the May, exactly 1 month ago.
It's a good
I'm
song. I mean, you're talking about your love experience and how you feel inside. What's more cool than speaking your emotion? You get all this bumble rap that talks about nonsense. I got this, I got that. It's all trash. When you're talking about something that's good in the soul, people need more of that for real, man. Like,
Yeah, and
sure, you don't feel like you're at the level that you want to be, but you're pursuing your dreams. How many people are doing that? Right? How many people say, I'm invested in myself, I'm invested in my dreams. You are doing it, bro. And those are the haters, the ones that wish they could do what you're doing, making banger ass videos and pushing your thoughts, your dreams, your love. So for all the indie artists out there, all I got to say is 100, F them haters, keep on going. When you make it to the top and you look down at the ants, it won't even matter.
yes, I agree with you. And listen to nobody, okay? My mom is biggest hater of my music, okay? And even she started to change her mind a little bit lately because I'm working hard. I'm working hard on the quality, on my vocals and everything. But last hate I got from Instagram, one guy, and this hurts me the most because someone from my own country give me the hate. Some Armenian guy, and I'm Armenian. I don't know if you guys know by ethnicity. I
Well,
grew
I
up.
got Donald Trump's number on speed dial, so we can nuke them motherfuckers if they want. So
Don't
no,
call
I'm kidding. I'm
ISIS,
kidding. I'm
bro.
kidding. I'm
Don't
kidding. I'm
call
kidding.
ISIS.
I'm kidding.
No, you know what? He
Yeah.
said something like, "Your music is ass, and you should throw in the towel. Stop doing this. It's a waste of time." Things like that. And then I was like quite upset because like, even if you don't like my music, why don't you just skip me and just go to someone else? Just why sharing your mind? If I don't like somebody's music particularly, I see why someone else could like it, and I could, move on. And I don't like it. It's not for me. That's all right. Doesn't bother me at all. But there is people that are going too far, as far as telling you like, okay, your all music is ass. And then I went to his profile out of curiosity. I'm like that, you writing some hate to me. Get ready, because I'm coming. Okay. I didn't comment. I didn't write to him anything because I don't, I don't do that for every each clown that writes something. I went to his profile and I listened to the music he's posting. But he was not a singer. He's just a regular dude, some credit repair guy. Anyhow, I went to his channel and I'm seeing that the music he's listening was like mumble rap and the worst kind. So I'm like, okay. And then it made sense. Like I'm like, all right, this guy doesn't like my music because he will never understand my music. He likes the like, okay, all right. And then I just moved on. I mean, yeah.
That's the
If you don't
biggest
like
thing.
my music, that's fine. You don't like me, that's fine too. And I'm like that. If I don't like someone, I tell him in his face, listen, bro, I don't like you. And I'm okay. I respect those people who telling they tell what they think and without holding back, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with criticism. I use Submit Hub, for example. Before I post my music, I put there, and you would be surprised. You put the best song in the world, you can put the hit out there, and you would be going crazy. The biggest critics are other musicians, in my opinion. What are your thoughts on it? Do
Yep,
you have
I
feedback?
use Submit Hub and I use Reverb Nation for my feedback and the same thing. And I will say they've actually helped me. I will go and say, you know, all the songs that I put out, they'll tell me, oh, I need to do this or I need to do that or this was good or this was bad. And I think, especially for Submit Hub, it's generally good feedback. But as I've posted and posted and posted and gotten more stuff, it's actually been useful because um, I'll get some of these magazine articles, and the ones that actually do like me, I will continue to send them new music. So now when I'm doing Submit Hut lately, I'll be doing all the ones that liked my stuff before, and it saves me money. Again, going full circle, targeted audience. That is the most important thing. Know your audience, because just like you said, not everybody's gonna like this or like that. Somebody likes red, somebody likes blue, somebody likes orange. Your color choice is what your music's like, and you're painting that color. And that color is what you're going to use to target those people. The ones who like blue, and you're blue, that's the music that you're going to send it to. So I'd say focus on that. With the
Yeah.
reviews, it's helpful. I don't know. I submit it just like
It
you
is
do. I
helpful.
want feedback. I want to know what I can do to improve my stuff. Because at the end of the day, I really don't care how many plays I get. What I'm doing this music for is an outlet of myself, is an expression of my heart and soul. Because I can't stop. I don't know any other way than to express this music, express how I feel. So I'll share it regardless, even if I don't make a freaking penny. And I think heart is really important in this business. There's
Yes.
too much crap out there that's just pure entertainment. We need more artists that, they share their heart and soul. And I think, with your music, I think you're doing that. And I feel like I'm doing that too. And,
Yes,
it is
you
what it
are.
is.
As a matter of fact, I told you, but I don't know if my audience knows that Gabi has this amazing song, and maybe you can play part of it. I really love that one. The one I mentioned you the other day,
Oh, the Maybe Save Me.
Maybe
Yeah.
Save Me. Oh my God, man. I have that in my playlist on Spotify. I have that DJ thing that plays all the songs and your song keeps coming back. I really love it, especially when I'm driving for some reason. That hits me hard. It's such a good song. Mm, Maybe can you play it little piece so people can hear it? Guys, I really
Yeah.
recommend this song. And I
Yeah.
don't know
I
if
can
it's
play
because
something.
I
Let me
love
see.
that genre of pop rock. It's pop rock popish, right? I don't really know what's the genre for but it's
Yeah, it's
it's
really rock. Let me find
that song hits me very hard. It's my favorite song of Gabi, and I think he's doing great job, and he's just consistent, and that's what's very important to stay consistent, guys. Okay, let's play Gabi's song. I want to hear it. It's a beautiful song and it's a powerful song, especially lyrics hit very hard.
obviously it's still TV.
It's all right. It's all
Maybe
right. But
Save
guys,
Me came through,
anyone
my
watching,
place
just
and
go and
time.
listen to the real one from Spotify or all other platforms. It's all available. You should definitely do that. This song deserves to be on the charts of top charts of radio, my opinion. I love this. And here is why I like Gabi, because he's not only doing pop rock, but he's blending between the genres. And it's amazing. He's doing reggaeton, amazing song. The next thing you know, he has a pop rock in there, which is, I think that's something very specific to you. And I love that about you, like respect.
Appreciate that though. Yeah, I mean, I love all styles. This song, I just really felt the vibes of the rock song. And expressing what I feel inside is one of my
All right,
keys.
maybe we can stop it. I don't want to. YouTube has some seconds of something. I don't want to get flagged. But guys, check it out definitely. It's great song. I wish I could play the whole thing, but I remember one time I did some video and it's flagging.
They'll
You
hit you
don't
with the
own it.
copyright. That's right.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
don't want I don't want this podcast to get that per se right now, but I mean definitely I'm gonna be listening to it because I love that song. It's one of my favorite songs of yours. And then there's the other one that I remember you played that on when we were on that concert,
Amore
invited
Infinite.
to
Yeah.
the Infinite Love, Amor Infinito or something, right? It
Yeah.
was Spanish and a little bit English, if I'm not mistaken.
Hmm.
That song was also amazing, especially
We can play the chorus if you want. I
the
don't care.
beat was amazing, man. I remember that song. It has so much energy in it. Yeah, you guys have to listen.
This was in the studio too. Just energy and love.
Yeah, man, this is like this type of songs. You gotta drive fast and just put it and just push that gas pedal.
We had Barry dancing. He was like bobbing his head, and then the crowd went
Oh
nuts
yeah, he
on him.
liked your
Yeah,
music. I
yeah,
could
he
tell.
did. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody liked it. Honestly, there was so many talented artists that day. Like we met so many people, and that's why I want to say shout out to Springboard Festival. They doing great job. They inviting great artists. I wouldn't have never met Gaby if they didn't, invite both of us there. It was in Houston, Texas. It was amazing vibes. So many artists, so many interesting, and they teach you all the marketing strategies. They look into your labeling strategy, they look into your design, everything we talked about. Like it was 3 days. One day was a concert, second day was like a showcase type of thing. It was amazing, guys. So if you ever get invited as an indie artist, definitely do it because Barry and his brother and his team crew were unbelievable. And yeah, definitely worth going there, and definitely you will learn something as a new artist. For me, it was a big push forward, and yeah, I'm thankful, and I believe you're thankful too. I got
Yeah.
another invitation for August, the 12th August in New Orleans.
We're doing
I'm not
another one.
sure if I'm gonna make it this time, but yeah, if I could, I would definitely do it.
You can
Um,
find them at musicsupervisor.com or musicsupervisors.com. You can find Barry there. He does a bunch of music sync stuff.
Yeah, he's doing sync licensing for biggest TV producers and places like Netflix and Amazon TV Prime, whatever, a lot of stuff. Yeah, I'm not that big in sync licensing because I don't feel like that's my thing, and I'll elaborate why. So I think sync licensing is good if you just love to make music, right? I don't see Chris Brown pushing stuff to sync licensing. And some of the good artists, one of the most popular ones I can talk about is Coolio's Gangsta Paradise. Everybody knows that song from a movie, right? Um, and it's a good thing. It's another way to get viral, get known. But yeah, I mean, nowadays sync licensing, I believe, changed a little bit, and it's more like those companies are telling you, I want this type of music, and you have to make it. And as an indie artist who respects his freedom, I don't think that's something for me. But I see as a good way for musicians to make money on the side, and that's a good thing. Don't get me wrong. I think it gives extra opportunities to a lot of startups and people who are just starting with music, and then it could take you from being making zero to get some money for advertisement, for marketing of your music and etc. So one thing I want to talk about,
I'll be
Gabi.
right back. 1 second.
Yes.
Drink real quick. I'm listening.
Meanwhile, let me put some of my latest release, guys, for you who haven't heard it yet. Cold as Ice. This is my last song I dropped a month ago, and it's doing pretty good. I'm pretty impressed with the statistics. Cold as Ice.
I love the video. The video is really cool.
What, do you like it?
I feel like it conveys the emotion that you're trying to uh, show on the video itself. And I think the quality of the video is stupendous. I mean, it looks top notch. I wouldn't change anything. Like your video guy is really he's hitting home runs.
Yes, and we will talk a little bit about that as well. Basically, me and Gabi want to collaborate on some song, which will be coming soon. I don't know
It's gonna be
exactly when.
crazy. It's going to be in the desert. We're going to have machine guns. We're going to be driving around doing donuts. We're going to be in Vegas doing like the Hangover movie. I mean, it's going to be a crazy video. So you're going to love that one.
And the song is amazing. This is one of Gaby's songs, and I will be just jumping on it. And I appreciate that you want to even work with me or even consider me. And I feel
Absolutely,
like
bro. I
we
appreciate it,
together
man.
can make something out of this world, and that will be the case. So you are definitely in there for. I'm definitely interested, and that's gonna be amazing. And we will do a music video. We will, that's gonna be great. So that's for the future. So you guys know that you're not getting rid of us that soon. We are gonna
So
be
you
there.
better like, subscribe if you want to know when it drops. You're not
Yes,
subscribing, you're never going to know.
yeah. And yeah, Gabi's an amazing guy. Beside music, we also kind of vibe on many levels in the world, and it was fun those days. We did a lot of crazy stuff. It was fun. It was fun, and it's always great to meet people that have share with you the same interests, right? That's a definitely good one. So Gabi, what is your favorite? You already mentioned that you like Meta, Google Ads, but marketing wise, what do you think brings you the most in terms of music pushing up to new audience or gaining audience? Can you a little bit
TikTok.
talk about?
TikTok feels like it's the biggest one for me because every day I'm getting more plays, more followers, and then that's slowly transitioning into Spotify plays. But I even have this thing called Disco on one of my links, and this Disco link goes and pulls you to a bunch of other songs, and from that I'm tracking how many people are coming in and out, in and out, in and out. So as I'm doing more of these TikToks, the TikTok is actually pushing me out to more people. And this is, $0 spent on advertising. This is just dropping consistently on that TikTok, and that's helping me. And
So
sometimes, people like this or that, and it
let
blows
me
up or it
ask you
doesn't blow up.
something. So when you say TikTok, you are posting videos on TikTok, or you do live streams, or what are we talking about?
Both. So I am posting content about myself, my life, and then occasionally I'll throw in some acapella of some music that I am working on or haven't released. And, from there, I'll also do lives. You and I did a couple lives in the past, and that
Yeah,
brings
we
up
did.
people. But mostly it's just post on TikTok about my life, my music, my journey. And people like that you share the most intimate parts of yourself, your family, and all that.
So lately, I've been thinking about billboard advertising. Okay, and
That's
people said
huge.
I'm crazy, and I am crazy. I get that. I get that a lot, and I'm okay with that because I am crazy, guys. I just want to be outside on the biggest Las Vegas strip one day,
Number one.
105 degrees, and I want to see my biggest picture with my latest music on this huge billboard that says subscribe to my YouTube channel. This is DarkShadowX, and I want that in most biggest cities in US. I want it in New York. I want it in freaking Los Angeles. I want in Vegas. So that's my future plan. Is it gonna cost me a lot? Absolutely. I'm gonna spend crazy money about it. I'm gonna work hard for that money. I don't care. But this is one of my dreams. Like everybody has these things that you imagine. Like they say, uh, materialize your dreams into reality, right? One of my biggest things was like Billboard. I don't know why. I'm crazy. Maybe it's not gonna bring me single freaking subscriber or whatever, but I think it's like go big or go home type of thing, and I want to do it. What are your thoughts about it?
I say go big or go home. And it all comes down to your audience, right? The more people that you can reach, it's a numbers game, right? The more people
It is.
you reach, the more people you can bring in, the more of that targeted audience that you find, that more that translates into your connection with people. That later translates into sales of merchandise, plays, and more concerts. I think
Yeah.
is a great idea. I mean, it's a no-brainer. I mean, some of these are pretty
I don't
cool
know. I'll see if
billboards
it's
with the
worth it.
digital, and you can show your actual video. I mean, I've driven across a couple billboards, and I'm like, ooh, I wish I could be on that specific billboard, and then I forget about it because I don't write it down. And yeah, I think you got a great plan. Again, hitting the big cities, get your money's worth. New York, city like Houston or Dallas, Texas, Los Angeles, California, Las Vegas. I mean, Baltimore, Maryland, uh, Orlando, Florida. The biggest cities that you can think of that are within the metrics again of your targeted audience.
Yes, and my audience is worldwide, right? I have 60% US, about 10% Armenia, 20% Europe, and Russia, right? So it's like it's never consistent. I even have some audience from India, and I don't know why, but that's cool. Um,
For you, I would push Armenia, your place, your people that you originally connected to, and say, "Hey, man, I'm trying to push my dream. Do you believe in me? Come,
that's a
let's
great
come
idea.
together. Let's come together. Help
That's a
me
great
achieve my
idea.
dream." Mhm.
But there is a problem with that. Okay,
But you got
Armenia.
haters. They
No,
want to
I
listen to
don't care
specific
about
music.
haters. I have
Uh,
about 10% of audience from Armenia,
mm,
but Armenia is a
mm.
very small market, and also a lot of people don't speak English, so they could listen to my songs and they're like, okay, it's all right, but they don't really understand the song, and that's I think that's where the gap is, you know. And I've
So
been
there you
trying.
go.
I have a
When you
friend.
sell a product, you got to find the need, right? So I will give you a little piece of advice, my friend. Make
Okay,
an Armenia song with the same vibes you got. I know it's not a huge target, but think about it. If you're an Armenian and you see this really cool guy making videos in Vegas, you're gonna be like, "Oh man, I'm Armenian too. I wanna follow him. Maybe I could be him one day." You never know who you're inspiring behind that camera. Let's
I
think
believe
about
in
that.
that. And that's in my plans somewhere in the future because I've been thinking about it. And I have this very good friend of mine who has huge audience on the Instagram, and he's sharing my reels. I literally gained a lot of followers thanks to him. So I cannot thank him enough. His name is Yura Navoyan, and he's advertising for me a lot. I have a couple of other people. I don't even know where those people are just jumping into my life and they just help me. You were one of them. Damn, you sharing my stuff all the time.
Good stuff. Yeah.
I'm like
Me,
so
I believe in
thankful
you,
for
bro. Absolutely. I believe in you, man. You're
that.
gonna
And
make
it's
it.
crazy.
There's no
Like
doubt.
out of blue, there is maybe like a handful of 20 people who just would reshare my stuff, mention me on the Instagram. Currently, my Instagram is growing pretty good. That's where I'm, and Facebook. You would be surprised by my Facebook pages. I
Meta.
have
Yep.
two of them. Oh my God, man, it's like it's crazy. I have those people I used to work with and they support me, man. It's like, you know how crazy it is? People that I haven't seen for
Absolutely.
10 years from my
Hmm.
old workplaces. They always the first to like it, to share it, put comments in there. It's it's like it's becoming a big family, you know? It's like if I swear to God, if one day I have a huge concert sold out, those people are getting invitation from me VIP. I don't give a damn about it.
Absolutely.
I
I
promise you,
yeah.
I will do that because
Starting
they
with the people
deserve it,
that are
bro.
closest to you. Absolutely. I mean, I'm an engineer, right? So the place that I work, I meet people all across the country, and they come up to me like, "Yo, you're a rapper?" And I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, actually, I am." Oh, I didn't know that. I listened to this one song, or I heard you on this radio, or I heard you on YouTube, or this or that, and this person told me about it. I didn't know that, and I'll take that opportunity. Hey, what's your Instagram? What's your TikTok? Share the information, share the stuff, and those people, man, they once you connect with them, they are your super fans, and those super fans that's going to be converted into those people that will constantly like and play and follow you, which is
And
which
they
is
will
really
come to your
important.
concerts.
Yeah,
You
absolutely. They'll come to your
so
concerts.
well, you mentioned radio in there. What are your thoughts on radio advertisement in 2025? Is it even worth it?
Radio advertisement is good in a sense, but let's be real here. Most people don't even listen to the radio anymore. They're doing YouTube Music, they're doing Spotify, they're doing Apple Music. So if you want to advertise, really go for that. But for the recognition to get that click, hey, I've been on the radio, you can pay X amount of funds and get on the radio. But I think in some way, in some metric, it helps you overall, right?
It is. As a matter of fact, I'm advertising my music in Latin America using radio, right? Currently, my music is in 20 countries, and one of them is US in Miami. There is a radio station in Miami that's playing my music next to biggest names like Carl G, Peso
There you
Pluma.
go.
I don't know how is that even possible. So basically, that's for me so surreal. Surreal. I cannot even understand how I got here. Like for me, this is all a dream that is just keep going for now, you know. Um, and yeah, I mean, I see people from Venezuela, Colombia on my Spotify. They come and check it out. Brazil is big for me. Mexico, bro. I'm like, wow. How? I don't know how, guys. It's just I'm making music, putting out there, pushing a lot of money in there, and trying to, trying to make it work. Because all artists have a dream to just get some. I don't even have that big dream to end up being on the big stage, whatever. I just want to be like, I want to do music for living. That's pretty much my dream. I want to have enough audience that I can just keep doing what I love to do, if that makes sense. That's my biggest goal.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
and radio is surprisingly working because you have people. It's like Instagram and Facebook, right? You have people that have Instagrams and they never on Facebook, and vice versa too. You have people who are on Facebook and they never had Instagrams. And I found, based on my research and based on my marketing knowledge, sometimes I have people who follow me on Facebook more eager to work with me and listen to my music than people on Instagram, which is on Instagram I have way more subscribers and followers. And it's
It's
like
weird.
you gotta do it everywhere.
Gotta be
One thing
everywhere.
that I lately do is Snapchat. I know I mentioned a couple of times with our last podcasts on TikTok. And Snapchat is weird for me because there's mostly kids 13, 14 years old. They call you out of the blue. They speak Spanish, or some child from Africa is calling you. I don't know. It's kind of weird. But out of the blue, in 2, 3 months, I got 71,000 followers on freaking Snapchat.
There you
I don't
go.
know how. I didn't pay a dime for it. I didn't advertise too much. People just join. And I think out of those 70,000, if I have real followers, 1,000, and the rest is kids just clicking around, I'm okay with that. That's still 1,000 extra people who listen to my music. And my music is all over the place, including Snapchat. And by the way, Snapchat monetization is quite easy to get, and you could get money from Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all over. Just push everywhere. Try it. You would never know. So basically, same thing is what I think about radio. Radio is for some audience that is forgotten by social media. People who don't even use social media could be on radio. You could catch someone on radio that would be interested in your music. So that's my thoughts. Maybe you have something you want to share about it?
No, I agree with you. I think the only problem with all this stuff is they got to get the followers first in order to get into that specific live or specific advertisement. There's so much constraints to it all. So keep that in mind when you're doing all that. I mean, if you already have a following, let them know, hey, I'm going to be doing a Snapchat. Bring everybody together. I think that will help and all. But
Yes.
radio's good. Radio's been good to me. I mean, the few ones that I put on radio had positive reviews, and had some good transparent plays from that radio.
And how do you put your music on radio? Are you using like Submit Hub, or is there any other
You
ways?
have to find the specific people. It's called gatekeepers. You know, these gatekeepers have control of whether or not your music enters into radio or not. So for me, I actually used Fiverr. I went into Fiverr and I looked for a whole bunch of different radio stations, fact check them, check their website, check who they are, and then when you find one that actually looks pretty legit, you go and you submit their music with the understanding that you probably may or may not get an actual play on radio. You know, It's all dependent
Yes.
if your quality of music is there, if your stuff is there, if they like your stuff. So you
So
push
you
it, you
pitch to
pay the
them.
money. Yeah, I mean, you pitch to them, and they either accept it or not. If they love it, they'll offer you more, man. They'll offer you more. They'll say we have this network, and if you pay this amount, we'll spread it across the more networks. But I'll be honest, radio is the most expensive advertisement. We're not talking about a couple $100 here. We're talking about thousands of dollars to spend on radio advertisement, and that's what it takes. That's what it takes. Even more, actually. I mean, if you want to push
Yes, and then
your music
radio.
across the country, you're looking at 100K easy if you want to get
In
in that
radio, you
Billboard
have two
spot.
branches of it, right? You have
Right.
traditional FM, AM radio stations that are broadcasting, and nowadays you have another beast. It's called internet radio. You have college radios, and yeah, I think all of them. You have to do everything.
Yeah.
As an
I mean,
indie artist, you
as an
gotta
indie
go through
artist,
all.
the college radios are pretty good. You submit to these college radios, and, a lot of times they will play your stuff for free if they like it. I mean, you just have to find the list, which I have if you want it. Message me at Gaby, Gaby underscore El Sol, ELSOL, and I might send you that list. You can follow me on TikTok, Instagram, and, YouTube. I'm
Yeah.
starting it up.
You guys have to follow my friend here. He's amazing, talented person. I know him. He's a great guy. Beside, not only he's a very talented musician, and we always share knowledge with him. He's one of those people who want you to succeed. Even though you in this industry you have some artists that are doing a little bit better than you. They like, "Ah, I'm not even talking to him. He has less followers than me." You know, all that bullshit aside, this guy, he has more. He's been doing music way more than me. He's doing better music than me, I would say. He's amazing, and he always open and he always shares knowledge. He drops the best knowledge, and he's someone who's eager to see everybody else succeed. That's why I think people like you, man, deserve a shout out. Gabriel Sol, one of the best musicians I know, and I'm just so happy to know you, man. You're just great guy, and it's very hard to find people like you nowadays because people only think about money, only think about what am I gaining from some situation. While Gabi is not like that. I promise you, anyone hit him up, he's gonna give you that list for free. I know him. I just know this guy. He's amazing. He's amazing. So recently, I was doing some research on Enrique Iglesias. Why Enrique? Because Enrique is one of my favorite singers of all time, and his music talks to me, like. And I was looking at him. Did you know Enrique Iglesias, when he started, he went with his name as Enrique Rodriguez. Did you know
Hmm.
that fact?
No, I didn't know that.
Because he
Huh.
didn't want to be
That's interesting.
associated with his dad. Julio Iglesias was world known at the time, but mostly in
Oh,
Latin.
yes. Yeah, he's super known. Yep.
So Enrique and his dad never had a good relationship in terms of I don't know, dad and son, I guess. And
Hmm.
then when Enrique started exploring with music, he was studying in Miami. Enrique, he is from Spain, by the way. I've been to Spain many times. I love Spanish people. They're amazing, and Enrique he was born in Madrid. Anyways, I was looking into his beginnings of his career and where he got signed. He got signed by Interscope, Sony Music Group. He's one of the only artists from Latin community that was signed by Interscope. There's a couple of more. Shakira came in also, but it's like different branches of Sony Music. But one thing that Enrique did different, and this is where he won against his dad. His dad hated him. I'm sorry to say that. No dad should ever hate his kid, but he did kind of hate him because there is one public speech that he says they were both competing in world awards or whatever of the music Grammy type of thing, and he says the moment my son passes me as an artist, I'm quitting the music. Can you imagine what level of hate you have towards your own son? But Enrique never give
Could
up.
have been advertising. Yeah.
His
Good.
dad
Yeah.
was saying that his music is shit. Nobody believed in him in his family. He was brought up by one of his nannies, and then he got signed by big label Interscope, like out of the blue, and they believed in him in Canada, if I'm not mistaken. And then what he did different, he went from Spanish music. I don't know if you guys remember, Enrique had always two. Uh, he had Spanish version of same song, and he started making English version. So he made that crossover path from Latin artists to become mainstream in the US. And then suddenly people would like him who were, oh, I'm getting phone calls. People would like him who were not even Spanish speaking. And I think that's big. And that's, by the way, at the end of the day, he won against his own father. Julio was devastated. So I'm glad that the small guy wins against the big guy. But one thing was interesting. As soon as he got, and here is why the marketing is
I'm listening.
important. Yeah. And here is why, guys, marketing is important. Because he never wanted to be associated with his dad. But the moment he signed a contract with Interscope, they changed his name to Enrique Iglesias, and I think he was against it. But any advertisement, even if it's black advertisement, if it's negative advertisement, it matters in music industry. It matters, and yeah, they use this daddy's name anyways, even though I
Why
think he
not?
hates
Yeah,
it.
whatever
But
works.
why not? Exactly, like that gives you more audience and more chances.
Yeah,
And
and
I
who
get
knows if his dad wasn't even in it? Controversy that brings people in. So at the end of the day, we don't really know what the true story is, right?
that's true. That could
It's
be
you,
just a PR
good or bad
management
publicity
stuff.
is good publicity. Yeah, yeah. Get a
I don't
great
know, like
PR team because we're
maybe,
talking
but
about it, right?
I have feeling it's no. I have feeling his dad and him didn't have. Imagine his dad growing up. He was a huge artist, always concerts, money, lavish lifestyle. He never had time for his kids. I mean, I don't have time for my kid all the time. Like I kind of feel his pain because
I make
doing
time,
music, guys,
but yeah, yeah,
it's time consuming. Because
I consume.
especially as an indie artist, and I believe anybody who became to that level of Julio, Enrique, Pitbull, I don't know, you can talk about those big names.
Sacrifice. Yeah.
They sacrificed a lot to get there. So that's why I respect them. Nobody just becomes popular. Only people that become quick popular is the Hawk 2 girl and Island Boys. Okay?
But you don't
Guess
know how
what?
many times she's been doing the hot tour until she finally got it. There's a
And those
story
guys are
journey
only
behind every
popular.
person, I think, because
They only
you
popular
know,
for 5 minutes. That's it. Game is over. Game
it
is
was
over. Because Island Boys, bro. I even pay them for advertisement. I don't know if you saw it. One of my they dropped me some shout out video like a couple of months
I
ago.
saw
Today, late.
Akon. Akon give you a shout out. Is that right?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was the late.
I was looking at him. I was like, bro, you're looking kind of old. What happened? I mean, but he did great music, and that's pretty cool to get,
Yeah,
a
Akon
famous
is
person giving you a
one
shout
I
out.
could get
Yeah,
from Cameo. I don't know if you guys know there is
yeah.
website. You kind of pay
But I
them
think you
for
got to
shout out.
find someone of those artists that actually have the same group of people like you. Like this goes into influencers. Influencers are the biggest advertisement. Why? Because when they share to their people share. And if you want to talk about any advertisement, influencers is like number one. Those people are just freaking phenomenal at cheering. But again, it costs you a bunch of money because nobody does this stuff for free unless they really love you. Uh, yeah,
Nobody
yeah.
has, even your own mommy doesn't, though. Get over it.
My mom loves my stuff. She be clicking on it, she be sharing it. I'm like, Mom, you're so funny. I'll be singing about some like,
No, my
you
mom
know,
likes my stuff too.
yeah,
She's
yeah.
all right. She's all
It's
right. Don't
it's
worry.
everyone else because it's weird. Like you get a lot more love from strangers than you ever do like your very best friend. Like I'll be sending to my some of my best friends. I'll be like, "Yo, what do you think of this song? Oh, it's really cool. My girlfriend loved it. We were dancing in the living room." And I'm like, "Dude, why don't you make a video and post it and share?" I'm not really using social media all like that. And they'll hit a like, but that's about it. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. A stranger
That's
will
I
support
agree
you
with that.
way bigger.
I have people who listen to my music and they watching me constantly, giving me support that I cannot believe, man. Like it's crazy. I mean, that I would say they would kill for me, man. I don't know how, but that's people. That's the
I
level of devotion I know.
I'll tell you who will kill for people. I mean, this King's Day and all these people hitting up in all these cities. Now that's crazy right now. I mean, not to get in
Protest.
politics or anything. The protests are getting pretty nuts, pretty nuts. I was
Yeah,
actually
I mean,
thinking I should use my song, that Rising song, and kind of share it out to the world because that would be like perfect for their movement. But it just touches on it. I just
so
think that
anyway,
as a nation,
guys,
if we're gonna fight for all these different things, we should really
think
look at
about it.
ourselves. What's legal? What's not legal? At the end of the day, these people are just trying to do the best they can for their lives. They're trying to get out of a really horrible situation. I know they're not here lawfully, but let's find a way to help them instead of sending
Hey,
them back
hey,
to that
Hostel
war
Lior
zone.
just joined
You
us.
know,
He's
yeah.
asking when the movie's coming out. That's a great question, Hustler
Which
Lior.
movie?
Uh, we are gonna shoot TV show. I don't know if you know I'm crazy, guys. So yeah, I'm working on that to bring out the movie. It's a comedy TV show. It's gonna be maybe a couple of series, but
Oh,
uh,
that's right. You did tell me about that.
yeah, it's still in there, Lior. We are working the details. We are looking for some who's gonna direct that. It's a lot of things, but I'm working on it. So
You
soon,
said I was
soon.
going to be a little character in there. What
You
happened?
can be there, bro, anytime you want. Because
I'm
we
gonna.
need actors, we need people, we need someone who knows how to shoot with camera. If you know anyone.
Did you just invite me to be a cameraman? Are you serious? This is Gaby.
No,
So I am the star. I'm not a cameraman.
you gotta be in it, bro. I told you.
Yeah.
No, but here is the thing, though. I want to do the movie, and I'm definitely looking into it, and it takes time. Unfortunately, I have my life, I have my family, I have my kid, um, and it's yeah, those things take time, and you need some people who have skills. Unfortunately, I cannot be the actor and the shooter at the same time. Uh, Not possible, maybe. I don't know, with some gimbals and stuff, maybe. I don't know. But I want to bring out a great quality thing. Um, that's not a music video. You have to shoot very quickly. It's not 4 minutes, guys. It's a whole an hour series. That's a lot of editing work. I need some professionals, and I'm working towards that. But yeah, the scenario is there. Everything is ready. I just bought a car that is gonna be in that movie, especially for that movie. And yeah, we are working on it. It's just take.
Lamborghini.
No, it's not a Lambo. It's a
you,
Mercedes.
you, you can rent Lamborghinis and like McLarens and Ferraris and all that for a day for like
Course
music
I know.
videos and
Look at
stuff.
my music
Yeah.
videos. I have a
Yeah.
lot of
Yeah.
rented cars in there. Trust me,
Yeah.
I don't know.
You should rent it for the movie. Get a big ass
Yeah,
insurance and
maybe
wreck it.
one day, man. I don't know. I mean, it's a lot of stuff. I'm currently I'm working on my next song, which is called "Me and My Guitar." It's a pop country music.
Yo
Um,
y mi guitarra. Oh, that sounds good in
that sounds
Spanish.
good. So it's gonna be a little bit cowboy stuff. I'm gonna be wearing some cowboy hat and a little bit western stuff.
That's cool.
Going back to that political discussion, I don't like what's going on in the country. And even though I'm pro Republicans, pro everything, but that's not cool. That's not cool. And then we are on brink of World War III right now. Israel and Iran are bombing the shit out of each other. But guess what, guys? Me and this guy, we are making music. The world is coming to end. We are like, yeah, we are singing and we just pushing our good vibe out there because we are all about entertainment. We don't like wars. We don't like deportations. We don't like families separated. legality, no legality, all the stuff. It's like, it's very sad what's going on in the world in generally. We should all be peaceful and try to make money, be happy. We have very short life, and it's everybody has kids. I don't want other kids to live bad. I want everybody to be happy, guys. Sometimes, governments are pushing too hard, in my opinion. Let's just chill out. Let's everybody chill out. We don't need wars. We don't need deportations. We don't. Why don't we work together? I get it. There's a lot of pros and cons. One country cannot take everybody in. I understand that absolutely. So the borders are closed and there's criminals that getting deported. I'm okay with that. But going to freaking just grabbing the small people who are just regular workers, I never sign up for this, and I'm gonna be honest with you. And yeah, that's my opinion on it. I don't know if people like that or not. Some people might agree, some might disagree, but I think we should stay human no matter what and try to make it work with what we have sometimes. I know it's not gonna be easy, but you have to see the end picture. You have to understand that, sometimes it's not black and white. There is a gray area. What about the guys who were brought in? They never choose this, like you were 2 years old, for example, someone was 2 years old, his parents brought him, he has no papers, but doesn't mean him. There's some DACA stuff going on. Not everybody sign up there, and we don't know what that whole thing is going on. But honestly, like, to his defense, I saw yesterday Trump had a speech where he brought up people, Mexicans mostly, and other Latinos who are working in the fields. Because, I went to actually where they make wine. My girlfriend's in that area, in Bay Area. They're making great wine there, and they have wineries, and there's a lot of Mexicans actually working on those fields. And even Trump said it. He said, like, look, we have to do something about those guys in terms of giving them some type of paperwork, something to allow them to stay
Yeah.
and work. And I
The
like what he said.
farmers, people in construction. I mean, people who have been
Exactly.
here for years, working
You,
hard to the bone, making
dude,
next to nothing. I'll be honest, because those people, they don't make a shit ton of money. So, I
exactly.
mean, the
And
people who
also,
don't have any criminal records, those people, man,
yes,
come on,
yes, I agree.
give
I
them a
see a
chance
lot on
and
TV.
look at their lives. You go and you search to South America and look how these people are living. They're living in huts, they're living in tin cans, and they just want a chance to survive. And I get it. We can't let everybody in. But you know what I mean? What's
Yeah,
done is done. And there's a better path to what we can do than just hurt everybody. Because that ain't
absolutely.
gonna work, man. That ain't gonna work.
And dude, like people who are like, oh, they're stealing the jobs. Let me tell you something about stealing jobs. Okay, you have more Indians
Stealing
in
the
each
jobs.
one. In my opinion, and I'm from IT field. I work in IT. You to some degree. A lot of more Indians are coming with H-1B visas who steal jobs, in my opinion, personally. And those guys are considered legal. Okay, and that's my opinion. But also another thing, if you pay me $1,000 an hour, last week I was working on this car for the project, the movie project I was talking about. 3 hours I worked on that freaking car inside my garage with closed garage doors in Las Vegas heat, 105 degrees, guys.
Yeah,
I was
that's
about to
killer.
pass
Whew.
out. I was about to pass, and I'm not a weak guy, trust me. I used to
Yeah.
box, I'm crazy. I was dying.
Yeah.
Imagine standing there on top of a roof and freaking changing tiles. I don't think anybody, including myself as a US citizen, you give me $1,000 an hour, I'm not doing that job because physically I'm not able to. And this
Yeah.
is, this is coming from me. It's not like I don't want to sound weak, but try it, guys. Why don't you go
Yeah,
outside
I'll
in
tell
this
you,
heat?
I'm from Puerto Rico, from Utuado. I'll tell you, I used to pick freaking coffee with La Hormiga and everything else. And I would make a whole sack of beans as a kid, and they would pay me $20 for a whole sack. This is like 4 or 6 hours of grueling picking. You don't know what that life is about.
I don't. And I honestly, and I respect people who know. I respect that because I'm like, how those guys are doing that? They what, robots? They even humans? They supernaturals? Because they are. Honestly, they're doing that for their families. And
Doing it for their families. That's right.
and that's powerful, and then they should get less bullshit, in my opinion. That's just, and yeah, let's close that matter, because that's politics, and we artists don't really want to get involved too much with it. But just to say, that's how I feel about it. It's not. And in some areas, they are stealing jobs. I get that, like, because someone comes and works for half the price. And this issue, I've been living in Europe, and it's existing issue. Okay, and unfortunately, yes, that does affect local people.
Let's compare apples to apples. What's everything that you're getting in products? It's from China, dude. Let's be honest. And I got no hate on the Chinese culture or anybody Chinese whatsoever. But let's be honest. When you're going over there and you're building stuff for slave laborers on pennies and you're competing against the whole world with stuff that you stole of intellectual property, that is unbelievable. We're attacking the people within our country, but let's be honest here. Where do we really need to be at? We need to be at a balanced scale of competitiveness where
Yes.
everyone follows the same rules and sells it the same way. And if we're going to attack anybody, let's put it to the table. Let's put everything truth,
You're
right?
not wrong.
In America, we have codes, we have different regulations, and we have this and that make people required to pay a certain amount of money to run a business, to do a certain thing, to produce a certain product. And in China, they don't have the same thing. And, I love China, I love the Chinese culture, but let's be honest here, shit is not fucking fair. You can't compete against them. So what have the companies been doing? They've been exporting all of their work from America. Look at our steel business. Freaking plummeted because all the steel, all the other stuff that we used to do ourselves is now outside and brought in, and it's crushing our economy.
You know
What are
what?
these taxes doing? What are all these levies doing? It's balancing the scales. And while it may cause craziness in the markets right now, at the end of the day, we need a more balanced and fair system because the way things are economically wise, it is not working. Not working for America. And I understand, America first. I'm an American. I believe in America. I believe in the American dream. But nowadays, how many people do you know that are actually living an American dream? I make pretty good money. And I think about sometimes about the people who make less than me, and they are just struggling. Inflation, increased prices. Why is it that our country is suffering so much? Because we can't compete with all this other crap, with all these other people that are doing things not at the same way.
Mhm.
So if we're going to change anything, we got to change that first.
You're gonna change a lot of things, but also too many changes. I think the problem is starting when like in every family, when the fights are starting, when the
Mm,
money runs low.
yeah,
That's where blame game is starting. Oh, it's because you bought that freaking thing right there, and no, how about you bought this? So because the world economy is doing bad now, pointing fingers is starting. Okay, and then, oh no, you are the wrong, you are like, that's why, guys, stick to my music, stick to Gaby Elsol's music. Why don't you go subscribe, write a nice comment, enjoy whenever you have a bad day, listen to our music, enjoy it. That's what we are here about. Entertainment. Politics is affecting everybody, including musicians like you and me, including everybody, because that's part of our life. However, stay humble, stay happy. Let's try to make work. We are all human beings. We are people. We just want to survive, be happy. That's the ultimate goal, is to be happy and be healthy. And yeah, let's try to strive to that. Let's change the world with our music, Gabi. Because world needs us more than ever before. How about that?
absolutely. Yeah, and keep driven positive messages, but truth, these things that I talk about, I spit in my songs. So, with the world changing, you better expect there's going to be another song that's going to be very political. But, I'm going to try to spin off the reality of life, highs and lows. That's just what it's all about. Some of the greatest songs were brought upon with different movements. You
Yes.
know,
Yes, I
it's
agree with
part of the
you.
culture, part of the culture.
Yeah. All right, guys, we are about to round it up. Gabi, you have any final words to my audience, to your audience, to people who are watching us and listening to us?
Yeah, man, you better follow DarkShadowX. He is really pushing his dreams. This is a great guy. He loves music. He believes in music. You better go and follow him if you are just passing by. You know, for all these people that do this nonsense music, he is trying to perfect his craft. And early on, he needs that clap. Right now, he's clapping for himself, and a couple people are clapping. But when he becomes famous, he's not going to need your claps. He needs your claps now. He needs your follows now. He needs your support now, because the more you support him, the better he'll get and the better products that you'll get. So I believe in my man Dark Shadow X. He's gonna make it. And it's your time, your turn to believe in him. Believe in the indie artists. You know, all these super gigantic people that are out there at Universal and Sony and Warner Music, they don't need your claps. My man here, Dark Shadow X, he needs your claps. He needs your love. So better show that, or I'm gonna make a song about you. And that lyrics, they're gonna crush you. Nah, just kidding. But for real, my man, show him some love. Follow, share, all that stuff. And God bless you,
Thank you,
man.
man.
Have a happy life.
You
And
too,
make sure
man.
you follow
And
me too.
yeah, make sure to follow Gaby El Sol. He's a phenomenal singer. He's a phenomenal guy. And yeah, you can find him all over the place. Facebook, Instagram, Gaby El Sol. Search for it, you will find it. And he's definitely out of this world. And you know, it's nothing wrong about listening to those mainstream artists as well. Some of them I don't like, but it's a personal choice again, and that's fine to listen to some big artists. But remember, guys, like, you know what's funny? I was reading an article lately about Interscope and Universal Music, Sony, and all those big labels. And basically, it says that when they wanna sign an artist, guess what they are looking at? If you can sell concerts, if you have your own base of like a fan base, if you have followings, they look at your numbers. And if you have good numbers, basically they're looking for a money making machine who's already set up, and then they jump on you, take a cut, and take your music to the next level. And a lot of indie artists would say that's I can do it myself. However, yes, you can. But remember, if you want to take it to the next level, those guys, like you said, they are the watchers. They have the gatekeepers. They've been in the industry for all over the time before even
Yeah.
internet.
There's
And
only one way to defeat them, and that is if we group together. If we all come together and support each other, support as an indie artist, that is where the key is. You know, a lot of these movements that started, they start off with unions, they start off with all the prohibitions. We need a movement. I'm talking right now. You go and you find your indie artists, and let's all group together. Let's connect on Instagram, on TikTok, Discord, whatever. Let's make that movement now, because that's what we need. We need to group together and make decisions together. That's what
yeah,
we need. So let's follow each other. Let's support each other. Let's show us love, because there's too much competition against us. It's not a competition anymore. You know what's truth right now? The love that we have for each other, the share that we have for each other, and that's what counts, bro. For real.
yes. And remember, supporting a small indie artist, it's like buying from local small store versus you go to big supermarket. That's what it is. You know, you are basically you are work. I do that a lot. You know, I have choice to go to a bigger restaurant or some mainstream franchise, and I do that too. Trust me, I like some of franchises. I'm not saying, but when sometimes I pass by and I see this small taco place or whatever, small guy, like, I like to eat something unique. And most of the time, trust me, the taste is so much better, guys, because they give their heart, they give their soul.
Heart, authenticity.
Exactly, it's authentic street food tastes so good. And I'm not saying all of them. Some of places could be nasty and you stay away from it. No, let's be honest. Someone has a small business doesn't mean he's doing his stuff is good. But when you see the care, the support, the quality he's pushing, and he's very small, support that small guy. You know, just support the small guy. Sometimes I'm not saying all the time. If you like to listen to, like, I like to listen to big artists too, because I'm learning from them. I'm watching them. I'm listening. I'm trying to study them. understand what makes them better than others. In some cases, you have people like Shakira, you have people like I don't know, like Sting. Those singers are great. And then you have some great singers who are indie too. So you shouldn't just limit yourself to what radio or TV is showing you. You should just go by your heart. Do you feel the lyrics? Do you like the music? And that's all I can say. Sometimes you got to give those small people also the chance. Small guy needs a chance. Together with you, Dark Shadow X, and great singer, great artist, and good friend of mine, Gaby also. Thank you.
Gaby and Sol.
He's the
Thanks
he's
for
the
coming.
he's the I don't know gang signs, but okay.
No,
Anyways, it was
another
fun,
life, another
guys. We,
story.
we, we will definitely continue this type of content once in a while. We will jump in and speak about current events, what's going on in the music world, share a little bit knowledge about what we've learned as artists, and how it feels to be a artist. It's like you are going against all these stars. What are our daily struggles? What is hard? What lessons did we learn? And let's just create a community of if you're an indie artist too, join us. And maybe next time write to me or to Gabi, and you can jump on the same podcast with us, and we can discuss things, and maybe you can share your views. Maybe we can learn from each other and build a community around it. That's the whole purpose of this thing. And I think it's gonna be quite fun to do it. And all it takes is maybe 1.5 hour every few weeks. We can just jump in and chop in and share our thoughts, share our struggles, talk about what works for me, what doesn't work for me. And guess what? Not everything's gonna work for everyone the same way, and I'm okay with that. That's normal. But we still can listen and try to understand and try to learn and become friends. That's all we are here about. So thank you again for joining, Gabi. You're amazing, and I'll see you
Absolutely, right.
next
Thank
time
you.
in
See you
episode
guys next time.
of the greatest artists of all time. See you. Thank you, guys.